All right, what's good, everybody? Quancredible here, bringing you the review for chapter 200. Not much of an introduction I'm going to do for this one. I'm just going to hop right in because there's a couple things that I want to touch on. So, in the beginning of the chapter, we get it wrapping up the fight between Nozel and Partry, which we see that Nozel has Partry, I guess, encased in mercury with his magic sealed off. We know his magic is sealed off because if it was not, he would not be able to just hold him there. I also want to take this exact moment just to say that this would be a better showing of what a captain level fighter is capable of, not taking away from Asta and Yuno's strength, but had it just been those two versus Dark Elf Padre, they probably would have lost, whereas Nozel handled them pretty easily. Then we also get like a short segment of Raya on the ground talking about how this looks bad for them. I guess Raya, understanding how harsh life is, he would understand that in this moment he probably thinks that they're going to get killed or captured and tortured or something along those lines. But to his surprise, Mimosa starts to save him, which prompts him to have a flashback of the Wizard King's sister. We've all speculated for a long time that there's definitely some connection between her and Mimosa just because of how similar they looked, but this just about confirms it that there's definitely some kind of connection between those two, whether she be a reincarnation of her or some kind of descendant. There's definitely a connection between Mimosa and the Wizard King's sister. But then after that, we see Nozel is attempting to kill the Dark Elf version of Padre, which also is like, wait a second, he doesn't really want you to do that. I guess it's kind of where the main character shonen trope kind of pops in, where the main character of every shonen anime doesn't want their enemy to die for whatever reason. They stop him with essentially telling him that, hey, this is actually Captain Williams' body, so you shouldn't, I guess, get rid of it. Which prompts Asta to use his newest sword, or the Demon Destroyer sword, to dispel whatever magic effect is on him. And then something that was foreshadowed many chapters ago, after they fought the elven version of Ghosh, starts to happen. Whereas Asta gets like enveloped by all of this, looks like anti-magic energy, and gets taken into Partry's memories, which inside of Partry's mind is just filled with nothing but negative emotions like despair, hate, misery, emptiness. And inside of, I guess, Partry's mind is just him sitting there in just a dark room, really questioning all of his life choices. We also get a shot of William. He is indeed asleep inside of Partry's mind, just like he said he would be. So I definitely think them showing him again, and the fact that Una brought it up, is definitely foreshadowing that William will come back to us at some point. During all this, Asta comes in and starts attempting to talk some sense into Partry, basically telling him like, hey, you did in fact kill the person that everybody loved, being Julius. And you've done tons and tons of horrible things, but this is exactly why you need to see it through to the end and stop the devil with us. But in the end, the main point Asta gets across to him is that you can't just give up, and I'm not going to give up on you guys either, which of course is Asta's big thing, which actually reminds Partry of the first Wizard King. Then after that, it all dispels out with Asta having brought Partry back, and it appears that Partry, I guess, has some sort of control or has his dark elf side, I guess, handled, because only one eye is blacked out while the other eye is like normal. So I'm very interested to see how that will affect his magic in the future. And that's basically the chapter. Now, for chapter 200, it may have been a bit selfish of me, but I was expecting like something super crazy reveal. I'm not saying this is a bad chapter. It's definitely a good slow it down chapter. I mean, every chapter doesn't have to be some crazy fight or some crazy reveal. Anyway, we definitely still have a lot more of this Shadow Palace arc to go. Like, after all, we still don't know where Nero is. We still haven't seen Lich's actual body. Yami and the devil are most likely off fighting somewhere. There's still, all the captains are still inside of this Shadow Palace. There's a bunch of people whose bodies are still taken over by elves. So there's definitely a lot to go, even though we did just hit this 200th chapter milestone. So definitely for next chapter, chapter 201, I think since this dark elf stuff is kind of more or less wrapped up, it'll definitely flash us over to something else where we'll get a, I guess, change of scenery, change of characters for a little bit. Whether Tabata decides to immediately go on to Yami and the devil, or if he decides to go on the other elves that are in the palace that probably still don't know what's going on. As for that, I'm not for sure which one he'll probably go to. Or it makes more sense to me for him to, I guess, wrap up all of the smaller things with the other elves. Or he might even just have them go through and grab everybody and then go to where Yami is. Well, I guess we don't really know which way the devil or Yami went. So who knows, maybe in their quest to find them, they'll run into everybody along the way. All in all, cool chapter. I definitely enjoyed it. 7 out of 10 is probably what I give it. Definitely was slowed down, a nice change of pace, and I'm excited for whatever we get next week. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below, any predictions or theories you guys might have. If you liked the video, always like and sub, and I'll catch you guys later. Quancredible out.